Hi and welcome to Knowledge is Fun 2020. In the last video, we were talking about the vulnerable sections of our society. That was the children, youth, and the elderly. We also discussed the management and support services which are provided to the children of our country, the need for it. We defined vulnerability and we also discussed the status of our country, the poverty line, the status of the people living in our country, their lifestyle. Now we'll move over to the youth and we'll talk about the management of support services, institutions, and programs for youth. We'll be dealing with management. So we'll discuss services, institutions, and programs which are needed for youth, the aspects involved in the management of institutions and programs, specifically for youth. First, we have to define what is youth. According to the National Youth Policy 2014, youth is defined as persons in the age group of 15 to 29 years. So, more or less, it covers around 15 years from 15 to 29. And those between 13 to 19, we also refer to as the teenagers, they are called adolescents. Adolescents तो हम सबको पता है. So the youth, it comprises of adolescents from 15 to 19 years of age and the young adults till 29 years. National progress actually depends upon the ways and means through which the youth are encouraged and nurtured as a positive force for the national growth, and they are enabled to contribute to the socio-economic development of our society. The youth is the most energetic sector of our society. They are most energetic, idealistic, full of energy and ideas. They are the future generation of our country, and the way we nurture them, encourage them, motivate and inspire them, the country would move in that particular direction. Now, why are our youth vulnerable? We talked about the children being vulnerable. Now we'll deal with why are youth vulnerable. The main reasons behind the youth being vulnerable are the biological changes which are taking place in the adolescence. Their physical changes, the sexual changes, the body is changing every day. And it's at such a fast pace that the children are not able to keep pace with it. Then you have the physiological changes, which is in the physiology of the children. It also includes the psychology of the children, not just the body structure, but also the social changes, the emotional changes, the sexual, physical, hormonal changes which are taking place in the children. Next is they have to take on the roles of the adult. They are expected to behave like adults, and when they behave like adults, they are not given enough freedom. This also creates a lot of confusion in the children whether they are adults or they are not, and they also have to prepare for being adults. The two most important roles of adults which they have to play till this age are they have to earn a livelihood and go in for a marriage. This is the first step, and after the marriage, they have to raise a family, bear the responsibility of the family, their job or business, whatever they have, and the children also. Besides these three reasons, there is also increasing competition in the world. They have cutthroat competition they have to face every day, and some other factors also which increase and cause a lot of stress and turmoil. The first is peer pressure. They have to deal with it every day, even when they come back. Bullying, asking them to do wrong things, drug addiction, parties, the way they dress up. And it's very difficult for this adolescent to say no to all of it. So the peers, they are coaxing them to do it, go on, and they have to adhere to their family values and also the peer pressure. The second is pressure to excel, which is also there in all the adolescents, including you all. पेरेंट्स का प्रेशर, टीचर का प्रेशर, अच्छे नंबर लाने हैं, कम ऑन, डू इट, यू कैन डू इट, and pushing them beyond their limits also. So, these were the basic reasons why they are vulnerable. Now, what are the other challenges and the problems which they face? The first is substance abuse, very common, very prominent in the adolescence. They consume alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, and marijuana, what not drugs. And it creates lot of problem, addiction problems, uh, coming out of it, the daily challenges, saying no to friends. Then you have maladjustive behavior for combating with these challenges. As the stress increases, their behavior it changes. They it Many a times they are not able to adjust to these behavioral problems which are there, they feel in the society, their parents. So they often have maladjustive behavior. Stress is on rise, the number of suicides, attempted suicides. The stress is increasing every day. The reason for stress could be many. It could be hate, it could be lack of understanding. It's often love, failed love, finding faults, depression, hate, money, the increasing demands, materialism. Then it is health, another critical aspect because of the latest lifestyle issues, and being very conscious about their body, how they look, the physiological part. Then you have the sexual and reproductive health, attraction towards the opposite sex, hormonal changes which are taking place in the body, lack of understanding from the parents, and finally, it is the lack of knowledge, as they do not have enough knowledge about the sexual and reproductive changes in the body. They have to get this knowledge through half baked sources. They do not have any concrete person with whom they can confide. Many a times it's their friends who are just as ignorant as they are. Like isolation, anxiety, loneliness, sleeplessness, depression, loss of reality. Loss of reality means they are not able to relate with the world, and addiction also. So these are the only some of the problems. You have multitude of problems which are faced by our youth. Now, even amongst these people, you have a particular section which is even more vulnerable to the problems, even more vulnerable because they do not even have the basic necessities which are satisfied. Especially the rural and the tribal youth, they want to achieve something, they also want to do something, but finally their ground reality is they are not able to move out of the rural background, and the tribal youth, they are not easily accepted in the societies, they do not get such plush jobs. Out of the school youth who have dropped out of the school, now they are under depression problems. Adolescents, particularly female adolescents, इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी फीमेल्स के साथ यू हैव अदर प्रॉब्लम्स, सेक्शुअल हरासमेंट, youth under specially difficult circumstances like victims of trafficking, red light areas. These children, they do not have anybody who can look after them. Then you have the youth with disabilities and the orphan and street children. Nobody to look after them, no future, no financial background, nothing. So, what can be the future in this country? We have to take some positive steps. What can those steps be? What is it that we need to do to make them socially useful and economically productive so that our country can benefit? Adequate opportunities have to be provided for personality development and their advancement. Participation in decision making bodies which are concerned with the issues related to the youth. Youth knows their problem the best. We adults, I don't think we are equipped enough, informed enough to understand their problems they are facing every day. So we have to involve the youth in taking decisions related to them and the socio-economical and cultural matters. Social defense and protection from all manners of exploitation. This exploitation could be financial exploitation, sexual exploitation, using them for beggary, for trafficking, for drug addiction, transportation of drug. Then you have access to sports, physical education, adventure, and recreational opportunities. The youth, it has such a lot of energy. It's a bomb of full of energy. It's up to us to channelize that energy, and for that they need lots and lots of opportunities in all these fields. They must be given appropriate education and training so as to make them independent and provide them a gainful employment where they can earn a living and provide for their family also. Shelter and clean environment, it should be provided to all human beings along with the basic health services which are of a good quality. Now, what are the youth programs which are run in our country? our government also takes enough steps, and let's just go through a few of them. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, it adopted the National Youth Policy in the year 2003. Under this scheme, you have National Service Scheme. Maybe many of you are associated with these schemes. Nehru Yuva Kendra promotion of Nehru Yuva Kendra. Uske baad you have promotion of adventure. It's a different activity. Then you have Scouts and Guides, Commonwealth Youth Programs and National Integration Programs. इसके अलावा आजकल तो बहुत सारे और हैं. You have Skill India programs where easy loans are provided to the kids, and because of Made in India initiative which is given by the government, Skill India provides lots and lots of opportunities. Then education, training education, vocational education provided to the children so that they can earn a living. First, we'll start with National Service Scheme, NSS. आप में से बहुत सारे लोग maybe you are participating in it or are a member of it. It was launched in the year 1969 and it was intended to be an extension of the higher education system. Not just education, all facets of a personality are important. तो इसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए it was launched to orient the student youth to social service and national development while they are studying. यहीं से start हो जाना चाहिए, and it is run by the government of India. So they must know that social service should also be a part of education. The aims and objectives of NSS: understand the community and their own relationship with the community. They need to understand that they also are part of that particular community. Identify and solve the needs and problems of the individuals and community. इतनी उनको decision making power होना चाहिए. We must inculcate the creative thinking in them so that they can solve the problems, identify and solve the problems. Develop a sense of social and civic responsibility towards the community and the country also. Develop competence for group living. Actually, man is a social being and this has to be inculcated. Gain skills in mobilizing community participation, and you will find the adolescents they are full of energy and they are participating in community changes. अभी आप देखो जब निर्भया का केस हुआ था, अन्ना हजारे बैठे थे, most of the contribution was from the adolescents and the youth. They are participating in the community issues and more than ever now. Acquire leadership qualities and democratic attitude. This should also be developed in the youth. And finally, to develop the capacity to meet the emergencies, develop the life skills in the natural disasters, practice national integration and social harmony. The foundation should be laid at this very age. The activities which are undertaken in NSS are related to hygiene and sanitation, फैमिली वेलफेयर, चाइल्ड केयर, मास इम्यूनाइजेशन, इस सब के बारे में इनको नॉलेज दिया जाता है. एंड इन सभी प्रोग्राम्स में वी ट्राई टू इन्वॉल्व द यूथ ऑल्सो. अभी ये जो करोना इज़ देयर इन मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट्स, NSS members and NCC Scout and Guide students are also asked to volunteer. Assist local authorities to implement various relief and rehabilitation programs for the economically weaker sections of the society. तो उनके लिए जो programs हैं उसको भी implement करने के लिए we take the volunteers from NSS. Now, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, this was established in 1987 and 88 to look after the Nehru Yuva Kendras. Nehru Yuva Kendra were established in 1972. This was Nehru Yuva Kendra. And NYKS Sangathan was brought in 87-88 to overlook after the Kendras. It is the largest grassroots level youth organization, and it is only one of its kind in the world, the largest one. It channelizes the power of the youth on the principles of voluntarism, self-help and community participation. We actually don't want to force the youth into anything, but they should come forward on their own to participate. There are Nehru Yuva Kendra in 623 districts, and it's an old figure. अब और भी ज़्यादा होंगे. Objectives of Nehru Yuva Kendra are as follows. It's twofold. First is to involve rural youth in the national building activities, and second is to develop skills and values in them. Skill India movement, जैसा हमने कहा था, you have vocational programs which are running to make the students skilled to earn a living. So develop skills and values so that they become responsible and productive citizens of a modern, secular and technological nation. This is the symbol for National Yuva Kendra Sangathan. The core programs which are run by this Kendra are the Youth Club Development Program. It's a club where you have different activities in which the youth participate. Training of youth leadership and community development. It is to inculcate the feeling of leadership so that they can take initiatives for various different programs. Promotion of sports amongst the youth and education in basic vocations and soft skills. I've already talked about it. Skill India movement. District level promotion of art and culture. डिस्ट्रिक्ट यूथ कन्वेंशन अवार्ड्स, आउटस्टैंडिंग यूथ क्लब्स, ये सारे जो अवार्ड्स हैं, ये जो इंटरेक्शंस हैं, इट इज़ टू गिव देम वाइडर एक्सपोजर एंड टू अवार्ड देयर कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द सोसाइटी. महात्मा गांधी युवा स्वच्छ महाअभियान श्रमदान, तो इसमें श्रमदान है. The students are expected to work. Often they are seen cleaning the beaches, the rivers, sanitation, improve the sanitation, and Yuva Adarsh Gram Vikas Karikram, जिसमें there is development of the rural areas. The third one is promotion of adventure. I already talked about the excess energy which is there in the youth. They are full of energy, and to channelize it, to give them that, what do you say, the X element, we have to promote adventure in the country. It promotes tourism also, and it gives them the power to satisfy their power. Many youth clubs and voluntary organizations, they organize activities like mountaineering, trekking, hiking, swimming, cycling. These are just a few. You have rafting, you have camping, many other, like you can see in the pictures also. And what does it do? The reason for giving this promotion to the adventure is that it encourages the response to challenging situations and endurance. जैसे माउंटेनियरिंग है, तो उस कंडीशंस में हाउ आर यू सपोज टू रिएक्ट अगर कोई चैलेंज आ जाए. देन इंक्रीज द रिस्क टेकिंग, कोऑपरेशन एंड द टीम वर्क. ये सब इन्हांस होता है गेम से. लीडरशिप की वैल्यू आती, लीडरशिप की स्किल्स आती हैं आप में. टीम स्पिरिट आता है. द स्पिरिट ऑफ एडवेंचर, it reduces stress. जब stress हो, go out for a walk, involve yourself in some other thing, and it reduces the stress. That is why the government provides assistance to establish and develop institutions to facilitate such activities. You must have heard healthy body in a healthy mind in a healthy body. So you have to maintain a healthy body. The mind would automatically be healthy. The next scheme is Scout and Guide. ये भी बहुत common है, ज़्यादातर most of the students would be aware of it. Scout and Guide, the government provides financial support for the training of the scouts and guides by organizing rallies and jamborees. What are jamborees? These are actually camps होते हैं. This is an example of jamborees. These are camps, activity camps, where the students are given exposure to lots of activities. They interact with other students also. It's a common camp from NCC cadets and scouts and guides from many areas, and they interact with each other. The aims of the scout and guide movement is to develop the character, to make them the good citizens, inculcate in them the spirit of loyalty, patriotism, thoughtfulness. All this is grilled in the students. Promotes better physical, mental development. जब वो इतनी सारी activities करेंगे, सबके साथ मिलेंगे, अलग अलग country के अलग अलग parts से लोग आएंगे, so it would create national integration also, patriotism also, and desire for social service. Many social services, they involve scout and guide students. Then you have the Commonwealth Youth Program. जैसा कि नाम से ही clear है, it must involve all the Commonwealth nation. The Commonwealth Youth Program. The Commonwealth Youth Program, CYP, Asia Center, it was set up at Chandigarh in 1975, and it has more than 54 member countries, which were all Commonwealth countries. It aims to make the youth participate in developmental processes in their respective countries and interact with the students of other countries also. It provides a forum for increasing cooperation and understanding among the Commonwealth countries. तो जो students हैं वो थोड़ा aware होते हैं बाकी countries के बारे में भी, and it creates a harmony. Under this program, 3 regional centers for advanced studies in youth work have been set up in India, Zambia, and Guyana. CYP works to engage and empower young people 15 to 29, that is the youth, to enhance their contribution to the development of the nation, not just the nation, all the Commonwealth nations. Next is promotion of national integration. This is also a part of Scout and Guide, also of NSS. तो बाकी बहुत सारे programs में national integration का promotion होता है. So national integrations are camps are being organized to provide youth from different parts of the country and from different diverse religious and cultural backgrounds. So religious, cultural backgrounds, they are given a common platform to interact with each other, to know each other's customs, their lifestyles, and still to work together in community welfare program. So this is unity in diversity. The objective of having these camps is to build unity and peace with spiritual harmony between different states and cultures of India. सब एक दूसरे के cultures को पहचाने. They should respect the cultures of other people also. Financial assistance is given by the government to many voluntary organizations to organize such visits. And they also do one thing, they organize visit of youth living in one state to another state for a longer time. तो जब एक स्टेट का बच्चा दूसरे स्टेट में लंबे समय के लिए रहता है तो दे बिकम वेरी अवेयर ऑफ द कल्चरल डिफरेंसेस एंड स्टिल दे लर्न टू अडेप्ट विद दोज डिफरेंसेस. The aims of national integration camps is to promote understanding of historical and cultural heritage of our country, the diverse cultural heritage, problems which are faced by the peoples of different regions. The students would be able to appreciate the problems which are faced and provide an environment, social customs which are there in the other countries. In this, camps, seminars, speeches, etc., are organized with the aim of promoting national integration. I hope it is clear to you now. The youth are vulnerable, the government is taking steps, and we should also be very careful with the youth and encourage them, motivate them, and make them the good citizens of a country who are able to contribute to the development of the nation. See you in the next video with the problems of senior citizens. Till then,